Polavaram project is a very important project of a multi-purpose nature, benefiting Andhra Pradesh in all the 3 regions of the state. It benefits on irrigation as well as power and drinking water and industrial requirements of the coastal area, and it facilitates usage of Krishna waters additionally than what is allocated by the Bachawat Tribunal for the purpose of utilization in Telangana and Rayalaseema areas. One important issue about this is the environmental clearance given by the Ministry of Environment and Forests in 2005. This was challenged by the upper riparian states, Odisha and Chhattisgarh, as well as certain other organizations, and on the basis of the various appeals made, the National Environmental Appellate Authority, which is the authority ultimately deciding the environmental issues, this authority has in their order of 19th December 2007 had quashed the clearances given for Polavaram project. Now a situation has come, this project has got to be stopped altogether, just like the other 2 major projects on thermal side at Sompeta and Kakarapalli, which had to be stopped by the Andhra Pradesh government on account of a similar type of quashing of environmental clearances given by the Ministry of Environment and Forests. So therefore a situation has arisen in 2007 December. That situation is to stop the project. But my intention was to see that if it is possible to devise or design an alternative technical means instead of the major dam at Polavaram, is there a possibility of a solution in an alternative technical design to get all the benefits under the Polavaram project envisaged with the dam. Now, fortunately, it was possible to work out a technical alternative for the headworks of the Polavaram project, and in that alternatives, we are able to also get the full benefits of the Polavaram dam. That benefit is to irrigate 7.2 lakh acres of additional aquifer in the coastal regions and to divert 80 TMC of water to the Krishna basin for the requirements of Krishna Delta for first and second crops, and ensuring the Godavari Delta with the required water for the first and second crops, and in addition to this generate power to the extent of 960 megawatts hydropower, and topping all this is to provide drinking water and industrial requirements en route up to Visakhapatnam and the industries at Visakhapatnam. So these are all the benefits that will flow even when the alternative design is worked out and executed according to that. So how it is and what manner it works out, we will now discuss. The natural situation when a solution of that type is given has to be inferred that it is for proceeding with the construction of the project without a stoppage, because it is that context this solution was given, and this was not properly understood. Even when I gave the solution in 2008 January, it has come out as an article in the media with regard to this alternative design. In 2000, that is January 2008, I gave this alternative because the environmental clearance was quashed in December 2007. Now nobody took notice of it. Everybody thought they could go ahead with the construction of the dam. Now the dam is facing a lot of problems, and the upper riparian states of Odisha and Chhattisgarh are very serious about it. They took it to the Supreme Court because their villages are getting submerged to the extent of about 30 numbers. They claim it is something like 40 when the backwater curve comes and all that sort of thing. So it is now in a state where it has to be given some sort of a revised clearance, because submersion lies in that areas in those areas, and then they have to get the Grama Sabha's acceptance for that, for the environmental clearance, even for construction of dikes also it is required, and then the Wildlife Act exemptions, as well as the forest clearance. For those two states areas it was not done earlier, so it has got to be given now, otherwise it will become impossible to construct with the dam. Now this alternative envisages no submersion in the upstream two states, no submersion at all, as against the submersion of nearly 306 villages under the dam proposal. The number of villages that would be submerged in the alternative design would be 72 numbers, as worked out by me on a rough scale, but this has got to be done after detailed investigation at the DPR stage. This has to be really worked out on the field, doing field surveys. Now, when such a situation has been solved in that manner, the coastal area people should come forward to take it up in great earnestness, because the project work can be completed early without any obstacles. Now, nobody took notice of it. Later on, it was taken notice in 2009, 2010, and it got involved in inter-regional clashes and things like that. Now, what are the proposals, and how is it possible to get the benefits without any reduction from the original dam proposal? Now, the design is something like this. This is the Andhra Pradesh border, and this is the coastal line, and this is the Godavari river. Of course, this is the Krishna river. Now, we are now interested on this Godavari river. Polavaram Dam was initiated somewhere here, which is about 30 kilometers on the upstream side of Rajahmundry. This is Rajahmundry, 30 kilometers upstream side. A dam was envisaged. This dam submerges number of villages like that, and in lieu of this dam and huge submersion, a barrage is proposed here, low barrage, and another barrage downstream of Bhadrachalam, that is in between Bhadrachalam and Polavaram, around here. And the third one is on Savari river, which is a tributary of Godavari, and this will be in between the border and Konavaram, this Savari barrage. Now, all these three barrages will have water levels corresponding to the flood that occurred in 1986, that is 33 lakh cusecs of flood, and it will not exceed that flood level. It will not exceed. When the barrages are constructed and water levels are maintained full in the barrage, the submersion will be within the river flood zone for a flood flow of 33 lakh cusecs, and it will not have any storage capacity, because the entire storage is in the river itself. So therefore, there is a lesser submersion of villages. It works out to only 72, and then saving nearly 232 villages will be saved from submersion against the dam proposal. Now, will you be able to get the required storage? No doubt you are doing all this, but will you be able to get the required storage? The useful live storage under Polavaram Dam is 75 TMC only. It's not a huge figure. The balance is nearly 120 dead storage, which can't be used. It is only dead storage. So the live storage that is used every year is 75 TMC. Now this 75 TMC has got to be restored by the way of storages within the river zone, river flood zone, in these three barrages. So a rough site survey with contours available to scarce data. The capacities were worked out roughly as 37 TMC for Polavaram site, low barrage, 25 TMC for the Bhadrachalam downstream barrage, and 17 TMC for this Savari barrage. Totally it works out to 79 TMC, slightly more than the storage under the dam proposal. Now therefore, with this storage the same as the Polavaram dam, there is no reason why all the benefits of dam cannot be derived through these three storages. Now instead of storing the entire requirement of water at one place through a reservoir of a larger submersion area, what we are doing here is to store the same quantity of water at three places in small storages, limiting the submersion to the river flood zone. This is all what we have attempted. And fortunately it was possible here in this case, and we were able to get this storage. And when this storage of 75 TMC is assured, all the benefits of the Polavaram dam, like 80 TMC diversion for Krishna Delta, Godavari first and second crops, 7.2 lakh acres of additional area irrigation, and 960 megawatts of power, general hydropower, 23 TMC of water for drinking and industrial purpose. All these things can be achieved. In addition to these benefits as envisaged in the Polavaram dam, certain 5 more benefits can be derived by this alternative design. What is that alternative design? Additional benefits. One is this navigation. Now the sea-going vessels from the sea can navigate right up to here. Sea-going, not the boats and the launches. Sea-going vessels are 3,000 tons and above. So they can travel, if supposing the barrage is low barrage, then it is possible to develop a route for sea-going vessels, just as St. Lawrence River, which is about 1/5 the size of Godavari, they have developed a St. Lawrence Seaway. So like that we can develop, there is scope for that. That's one advantage for future. It is futuristic design. Whereas in the Polavaram dam, they have provided navigation, but then that navigation is through a tunnel. So that tunnel only takes small boats or small launches. It's not possible to take a sea-going vessel through a tunnel. It's impossible. So therefore the navigation extent of activities will get limited, and this alternative design has got the advantage of sea vessel navigation. Now what are the other advantages? Now the other advantage is the submersion area we are reducing significantly in all the upstream areas here. So when we are reducing the submersion area, the land is available for irrigation. This land belongs to tribals. Nearly 1 lakh of tribal lands, which is rain-fed, that can be given gravity flow irrigation through these 2 barrages upstream, irrigating all this land. So this is all tribal land. They are getting not only that they are getting the benefit of not getting acquired and losing their land, they will be getting the benefit of additional irrigation facility through such barrages. That is for one crop only during the Kharif period when the rains are there and the flood flows are there. So this is the other second major advantage. The third is the power generation here is 1038 TMC because it is generated at 3 places. By proper design of the hydraulic system, I have given calculations for that. Each place how much you can generate power. It works out to 1038. That is something like marginally some 75 megawatts more than the earlier one. It is a marginal advantage. Then coming to the most important advantage of this barrage is the risk of dam break and failures is totally avoided here. Now here many people question, do you expect to construct a dam to get breached? You don't construct a dam to get breached. But then when the breach occurs, it is a risk. So for example, these climate models prepared by United Nations Organization, Princeton University and several other international bodies, World Water Policy and all those organizations indicate